Lotus Emira and Avaya. The final petrol-powered Lotus launches this year, but it promises to send pistons off with, well, a bang. The Emira is a supercar lookalike for sports car money and is off to a flyer by being so much prettier than Porsche's aging Cayman. Then there are the powertrain choices. First up, a supercharged V6 manual, to be followed by an AMG spec 4-cylinder turbo. Lotus is on course for a massive 2022, with the new Emira being bolstered by the delivery of the Avaya electric hypercar and progress being made on the company's first foray into crossover SUVs. If it can turn the family Lotus into a cash printer like Lamborghini did with the Urus, the future of one of the all-time great British car marques could be secure at last. Ferrari 296 GBT. New Ferraris come thick and fast at the moment. We'll save the more controversial one for later in this dossier and concentrate right now on the plug-in hybrid 296. Ferrari's downsizing to V6 power for its heartland mid-engine Berlinetta, but thanks to Electro Boost, 819 bhp is the sensational result. It's also, to our eyes at least, a bit gorgeous. This or a McLaren Artura? Mercedes EQE. Elsewhere, on Planet Electric Saloon, Mercedes has zapped the EQS Luxo barge with its shrink ray gun and is ready to serve up the EQE. The headlines are up to 412 miles of claimed range, a 670 bhp AMG version, and yes, you can spec the massive hyperscreen inside. Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Also expected in 2022 is the next chapter of extreme road-going Porsches, aka the one with the really big wing. An enormous swan neck spoiler is expected for the 992 RS with a heap more radical weight-saving measures, as per the old 991 Gen car pictured. How much sillier can the aero actually get? Ferrari Puro Sangue. Coming in 2022, the Ferrari SUV. The code-named Thoroughbred is arriving into a world more eco-conscious by the week, yet still thirsty for SUVs. So it's likely to be a conversation starter, and that's before we've seen how the thing looks, or heard what's powering it. Some form of hybridization is almost certain, but even Maranello diehards are likely to forgive anything that has a V12 in the nose. Hummer EV. You couldn't make this up. Hummer, the military-inspired SUV-aholic brand which emerged in the early 2000s and made an awful hash of trying to flog grotesque Tonka truck 4x4s to a gullibly jingoistic public, is back as an all-electric effort. How the times have changed. Except this thing's going to try to out-Cybertruck the Cybertruck before Tesla pulls its finger out and gets the angular pickup into production. The Hummer is going to weigh at least 4 tons, have 1,000 pounds per foot of torque, and be capable of 0 to 60 miles an hour in around 3 seconds. Ineos Grenadier. Money where the mouth is time is fast approaching for all the moaning bores who complained the superb new Land Rover Defender was too luxurious and technical and expensive. In 2022, you'll be able to take your dummy out and buy the Ineos Grenadier, which purports to pick up from where the old Defender left off in terms of rugged ability, but with BMW power under the bonnet. Maserati Gran Turismo. In previous decades, there was only one choice of powertrain in a Maserati Gran Turismo, a big V8. How much noise your big sexy Mazda made was entirely dependent on how hard you stamped on the throttle pedal. According to most London-based owners, the correct amount was as hard as possible. Kensington echoes to the cry of these operatic V8s every day. Not so in the new car, necessarily. Alongside V8 and downsized V6 power, there's going to be a silent all-electric variant. Meanwhile, Maserati is also plotting an EV version of the MC20 supercar. Range Rover 2022. Another old favourite that's promised to go full battery powered is the new 5th gen Rangy, but that won't happen for a few years yet. Straight 6 and V8 engines are the staple offering for now, driving the rear wheels only most of the time, only going 4x4 when slip is detected in an effort to save fuel. We love the clean, crisp, reductive design of the new RR. Roll on getting it dirty in 2022, while having a back massage, probably. Aston Martin Valkyrie. Will 2022 at last be the year we get to experience Aston Martin's road-going F1 car? Involvement by Red Bull Racing and Adrian Newey has long since dried up, and though the first Valkyrie has apparently been delivered to a customer, reliability concerns mean we've seen very little of the car actually being driven in anger. And that 1,000 brake horsepower Cosworth V12 is pretty furious about being kept waiting so long. It'll be an interesting subplot of 2022, especially when you look at the other long-delayed hypercar that might finally be ready for action. Mercedes-AMG 1. Seriously, if this car gets any more held up, it's going to need a facelift. Maybe AMG wishes it had never sunk all those steins and greenlit the crackpot wheeze of slotting a literal 2015 spec Formula 1 turbo hybrid engine into a road-legal car, and making it reliable, economical-ish, and drivable by anyone who isn't Lewis, Valtteri or George. We'll find out if it was a dead end or a stroke of genius in 2022. Probably. We have a sneaking suspicion that after the tiresome wait and a bottomless pit of R&D budget, AMG's 1 could be a hypercar game-changer after all. Formula 1's new cars. Not all of the most interesting cars coming in 2022 will be road legal. After 2021 served up the most exciting season in F1 history, 2022 will herald a total rethink of the car's aerodynamic performance. Downforce will be generated by ground effect once again, and the wings have been rethought to create less turbulent, dirty air, so the cars can follow more closely and apparently overtake more easily, even on the utterly rubbish track like Barcelona, Sochi and Paul Ricard. Imagine, so long as the next season is as entertaining as 2021's was. Join us in the next one, where the Motiph will be breaking down more of the hottest and coolest trends in the automotive world. I hope you have a good one.